Check, check. Let's get the GoPro started. Get a little 1, 2, check. Check 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. What you know about you? Come and get at me. I don't know about you. You know where I'm at. You know where I be. You know where I'm at. You know where I be. What? Welcome, everyone, to the Mind of Mac podcast, number 5 right now, and it is currently Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas Eve to all. Chilling here, got my red manja sweatshirt on in the Christmas spirit. You know, we had to use the Santa mug today. This is a to-go mug, but, you know, we chilling out here. My guy Santa got a nice warm coffee ready. We are hanging out today. I'm looking out the window right now at Provincetown. When you're hearing this, it's going to be Christmas Eve or after, but it is currently Thursday, the 21st. And it is a muggy, rainy, foggy day here in P-Town. But, you know, we hanging out. We here. It's almost Christmas, or it is Christmas when you're listening to this. But I'm going to be going home to New York in a couple of days, so I'm super excited about that. Super pumped to get home, go see the fam, hang out with them. Just get back to the old stomping grounds for a little bit. It's only going to be for a couple of days, but it's going to be very enjoyable. I hope to record some podcasts with some of my family and friends down there. See some new stuff, grab some more inspiration, and just excited to get back there and see what's good back home, back on LI. You know what I'm saying? So before we get into the podcast, I want to do some little housekeeping announcements. Hold on one sec, because I got this mic stand, but I don't know if I want to hold this the whole time. I think I'm more comfortable with just the mic, so let's do this. We working it out over on this side. But some little housekeeping notes. So the podcast right now, it is currently, I got it in a whole bunch of places. So I first started just putting it on Mixcloud, but now we have a video version that is available on my Facebook page and YouTube channel. Get at me on Facebook at TMAC631, TMAC631, and then my YouTube page, you definitely want to get at TMAC the DJ. Like I said, I got the video version of the podcast on there. I'm going to be uploading beats very soon to the YouTube channel, beats with some videos. I got a lot of GoPro footage that I don't know what to do with, so we're going to try to make some beat videos, and I got some videos from Colorado up there. I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff on the YouTube channel, so definitely get connected on there. But this podcast, we're getting big time. We're on iTunes now. iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you search me, find me there. Just search Mind of Mac podcast or DJ T Mac. You know, you should be able to find me. I have confidence in you, but like I said, video version up on YouTube and Facebook, audio version on Mixcloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. If you listen to your podcast somewhere that I didn't mention, let me know, and we'll get it up and running on there. Trying to take this thing kind of serious. I'm definitely having fun with the podcast, but we getting serious. I'm trying to have a little audience that's looking forward to these podcasts. So I want to build a little community. I need some involvement from you guys. I need you to share. I need you to comment. Give me some topics that you want me to talk about. I guess, those of you who have listened, mostly talking about hip hop culture, music, and mixed martial arts, which we'll get into a little bit of today. But I need you guys to share and help me out a little bit. So if you could do that, I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who did that for the past ones. And even if you just tuned in and listened, I appreciate that. And shout out to you guys. YouTube channel is up and running. Yeah, that thing is fun, man. I'm enjoying putting together videos. I never really made videos or edited stuff until a couple years ago, but still very rarely did it, and it was only in iMovie, so it was all pretty simple stuff. But earlier this year, actually we made a commercial for our pizza place and other food spot in a food court, Street Eats. We did an awesome video where my dad had a pizza suit on, my mom had a burger suit on, and they were all around P-Town causing havoc and having fun. So I'll put a link to that video in the description or in the comments somewhere, so you could check that out. But I actually just helped my boy Silas from the Be Life shoot a video recently right here in town, which was really cool, actually. As I sip my nice hot coffee, Santa coffee. But yeah, we shot a video for a freestyle he did on a popular beat that's out right now, ZZ. So definitely go check that out. Like I said, I'm going to have a link to this video in the description also, but I'm really enjoying film. Like I said, I never was really into it. Or I know people love movies. People always ask me if you've seen a movie, TV show. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's just too much to choose from and stuff like that, but I don't know. I guess I just find myself just like listening to music and vinyl, just getting lost in that. But people, like, you know, they're very much into film, and I'm trying to get more into that. And getting behind the camera a little bit and editing is definitely helping with that. I'm definitely growing more of a passion for that. I had a lot of fun, like I said, shooting the ZZ freestyle video over the weekend with Silas and Berg, who were actually both on my podcast recently. Silas was on the second one, and Berg was on number 4, that one I dropped last week. So go and check those out. Definitely some good conversations with some P-Town peeps. But yeah, shooting the video, it was all, you know, pretty much like in my backyard. I live right by the water, and we were out on the pier doing some shoots and all around the house and Loeb Square and riding the bike around. And yeah, it was just really cool, really fun to see that. And then Silas whipped it all up, edited it up, made it look fire. Super cool seeing, you know, kind of seeing the whole process. I didn't see the process of him editing the video, but the process of him talking about the idea of wanting to do a video around town, and then us coming out, getting shots for a couple days, and, you know, just seeing the whole idea come together in a video. It's really cool. Something that I really enjoy doing. And, you know, up here, I'm just trying to be creative and do creative things, and I'm very happy that I'm able to do that. Shout out to Cy for letting me hold that camera too. I made sure I put that freaking holder around my neck. I did not want to drop that thing, man. But damn, I want to freaking buy a camera now and just to do some more videos. And, you know, I have a GoPro here, but get some more, I don't know, normal shots or videos, and get some different angles and different stuff for the podcast. So yeah, we gonna look into that. But ZZ video shoot, fire. Obviously it's fire bars. So yeah, go check that out. We're going to share it. It's everywhere. Hop on the train before it blows up, kid. Hop on the train. Yeah, so that's something that I did recently. I was shooting the video. I recently did a Christmas radio special that was on this past Monday. So you could check that out, you know, through links everywhere. But specifically, you can find that on my Mixcloud. Each hour has its own mix, so, you know, it's broken down into 2 hours. The whole first hour is Christmas hip-hop songs, and there's some blues artists in there. What do we play? Played a little Snoop Dogg, some West Coast stuff, some DMX, singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, little Curtis Blow, James Brown, Chuck Berry. We're kind of all over the map and doing all different stuff. So you're definitely going to want to go check that out. Play that on your Christmas Eve party, or on the way on the car ride, or any kind of party you going to. You know, get in the Christmas spirit. Spread some more Christmas spirit on your ass real quick. Coffee. Lots of coffee today. Today's a coffee day. Cold day, foggy day. Coffee day, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Monday night I DJ'd at the radio station. Then Wednesday night we came down to the underground, had a little fun, spread a little Christmas cheer down there also. Towards the end, the beginning, I played a couple of songs. The middle, I played a couple of songs. I actually did a mashup with Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time. So I actually do different mashups on WOMR. I did a mashup with a clean acapella, and down at the underground, I did a different song and artist. So, you know, some more mashups. T-Mac over here loving the mashup game. If you haven't or you don't know, I just recently dropped a mashup mixtape. So it's like a half hour of seamlessly put together acapellas and instrumental mashup tracks that weave inside and outside of the hip-hop genre. Sounds like you're listening to a radio show. It's really dope. I think it's really dope, and I think you should go check it out. So I'll have a link to that in the description. You can find that on my Mixcloud, mixcloud.com/tmac631, or I will even send you a physical CD copy. Those are going out of style, but I'm going to keep it going. I got a whole bunch of CDs that I burned. I got a little package with a sticker that'll come with it. So hit me up, message me if you want one, and we'll get it to you. And if you're on the island, I'm going to be here till like Wednesday or Thursday. So let's meet up. Hit up your boy. Back Mashups Volume 1 out now, though. Really dope. Features Drake, Bill Withers, Kendrick Lamar, Biggie Smalls, what? Big Pun, whole bunch of people. I have it on my YouTube channel also. I'm going to try to put everything I do on the YouTube channel, but it's some copyright claims or, they're very strict about that stuff. So they actually took out the last song on the mixtape. It features a Big Pun acapella over a the Gangstar Mass Appeal beat. Really dope. So you can hear my whole mashup mixtape on YouTube except for that last song. But like I said, find that on Mixcloud. You get the whole thing, and or hit me up, and I'll send you a physical copy. So let's get it. And 2019, more mashup mixtapes to come. Like I said, this is Volume 1. I'm trying to write down all my goals for 2019. That's something I'm trying to do, is really set specific goals. Like last year I had, I want to do 10 radio shows. I want to read 8 books. Didn't get through all the books, but, I definitely got through 10 radio shows. But instead of just saying, do more radio shows, do more podcasts, like I want to put some numbers on it and try to make it, some solid goals. How many followers I want to get, or, something like that. What are your 2019 goals? Anybody got some ideas or things they want to accomplish or do or go somewhere? Comment below. Let me know. Let's start a little convo. What you trying to do in 2019? I'm trying to drop, let's say, 4 mashup mixtapes. I want to do 4 to 5 mashup mixtapes. I want to... What are some other things? I actually think I have some goals written down in my notebook. I got a marble notebook recently, and this is where I'm just keeping all my notes and ideas and plans for future podcasts and things I want to do. But I recently wrote down some goals. This is something my boy, shout out to Lebowski Baby on Instagram. He's a producer, artist, rapper, just all around creative. And I was on the phone with him a couple weeks ago, and he told me to write down my goals specifically as a DJ or producer. So these are some of the things that I wrote down. He told me I should one thing I should do is really try to find my sound and style, or hone that in. That's something that I kind of got a little idea on recently, and kind of the direction I want to go with my stuff and the style. So definitely gonna, stay committed to that. So one of the goals is to start selling beats online, selling and leasing beats online. If you are an artist and need beats and want to work with me, hit me up. Shoot me an email. Tmac. What's my email? You can find it on my Instagram page or Facebook page. I'm sure you can find it everywhere. But it is djtmac631@gmail.com. djtmac631@gmail.com for beats. I even want to work with some people, directly. So instead of just emailing stuff, if you want to get in the stew and, put some stuff together, I'm definitely down to do that. Going to be doing that with my boy Silas real soon. Stay on the lookout. We got some shit coming. Cape Tip shit. You know what I'm saying? We out here, boy. We putting in work. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? You ain't putting in work. You ain't putting in no work. Put in work. Put them in the dirt. Damn. But yeah, we're going to be starting selling beats soon. Make some money that way. One thing that I kept hearing recently from podcasts and, from listening to different interviews, I heard it twice in a couple of days, is that you should have 5 sources of income. So that's something I'm definitely trying to plan out and do. And selling beats is definitely one of them. So anybody else hear that 5 sources of income thing? This is a new idea that I haven't heard of, but I just heard it, like I said, 2 times in a very short span. So what are your ideas for 5 sources of income? I'm thinking, having the quote-unquote real job, being in radio. I can even, I'd even love to work at a freaking pizzeria too. The ultimate dream, I think, is to be a DJ or have my own show on Sirius XM. That would be kind of crazy. You can just DJ on Sway Show. Like, that's really crazy. I'm going to put this out there right now. I am going to do a guest mix on Sway in the Morning. I don't know if it's going to be on 2019. I'll put that on the list. But that's definitely a goal. We're going to be doing a guest mix on Sway in the Morning, which is kind of crazy because I used to listen to that show every single morning from 8 to 12 while I sat at my desk. I clocked in at 8 o'clock and I went to lunch at 12, so it's pretty amazing. And yeah, he always has a bunch of guest DJs up there. DJ Wonder, he does his own mix, half-hour mix every day, so super inspiring. And yeah, if I can make it there one day, mama, we made it. All right, back to goals as a DJ and producer. I guess I need to actually put that on this list. I don't have that on here, but I want to connect and make beats for more artists directly. Like I said, I want to collab, work with more people. So let's do that. I would love to DJ for an artist at shows or on tour. That's another goal, I guess. Get on tour, go see different places, meet different people. That's one thing I like to do is travel, but I know that I definitely do not do it enough. So maybe that's something that I want to try to do more in 2019 is travel, see some more things, meet some new people, get exposed to more things. And I think this podcast is something that will definitely help me with that. I could kind of bring this around everywhere. I got all my own equipment. It's not a lot to set up either, so I definitely like to record podcasts all around, see some different people, have some cool interviews. If you know somebody interesting that should be on the podcast, let me know. Write them a message, write me a message. Let's get in contact. Let's go. Collab with other producers and artists is a goal, and yeah, have a job in radio. So those are kind of some of my goals as a DJ and a producer as of right now. And yeah, that's where we're at. 2019 goals. Bunch of mashup mixtapes. Trying to drop a podcast every single week. No slacking. So let's get 52 podcasts next year. That would be freaking awesome if I could do that. Let's stay consistent with this ish. Know what I'm saying, kid? Let's get it, boy. Super hyped. This coffee got me hyped. Santa coffee, Santa mug. What you know about it? If you have a better Christmas to go mug, I want to know. Send me a picture, but I don't think you have one. You can tell this one's been around the block. It's a little weathered, as you can see on this video here, but this is what we used in those cold winter months to get to the metal shop. Get us going in the morning, know what I'm saying? Spread a little happiness and Christmas cheer with your Christmas mugs. All right. Where we at? Yeah, super excited to go back into New York for a few days. I wish I would be there through the weekend, though, but I'm going to come back up here. I got to bounce at the bar. But this Saturday, the 29th, is UFC 232, and it is the return of John freaking Jones. Can you believe it? John Jones is coming back again. So he was recently on a suspension after he won back his light heavyweight title for PEDs, but it was such a minuscule amount in a system that instead of banning him for life or suspending him for 4 years, he got off with like a 15-month suspension or some kind of weird number like that, and he's about to come back and have a rematch with Alexander Gustafsson. The Swede, the long, lanky Swede, coming out here trying to get some revenge on John Jones. Their first fight was in September of 2013, and it was one of the best fights in UFC history. I'll just go out and say that. I specifically remember watching it live. I'm pretty sure I was just watching it with my dad at home, but man, that fight was so freaking close and insane. John Jones has never been tested or pushed like that before, so it was great to see that. I'm not sure if he ever even went 5 rounds, so that was his first time going 5 rounds and being, pretty close to defeated. I am not sure that this fight will look as similar to the first, or maybe it will. I don't know. I'm really hard about picking up decisions because, like I said, I see both sides of things. So I'm horrible. I'm not horrible at picking fights. I don't like picking fights because I see both sides of the coin. You know what I mean? I do a lot of research and listen to a lot of MMA talk, so I can see why both guys could always win, or why the fight should go this way, or it could absolutely go the other way because of this. There's so many factors and variables in mixed martial arts. That's kind of one thing that I like about it so much, is that there's so many things that could happen. Like in boxing, how is somebody going to win? It's going to go all 12 rounds or whatever it is, or there's going to be a knockout or a TKO, right? We know exactly how it's going to happen. In MMA, there's so many ways. So you have a straight-up knockout, the technical knockout. The corner could throw in the towel, which really happens, but there could be a submission, and there's like hundreds of submissions. So there's just so many different positions and ways guys could get tangled up, and, it's just crazy. MMA is crazy. So, yeah. I don't know. Now I kind of think that this fight is going to be similar to the first one. Maybe not as close, but they're both really tough guys. Like I said, they first fought 5 years ago. And since then, John Jones has been suspended a few times, but Alexander Gustafsson has only had one more fight than him in these last 5 years. So Gustafsson has had 5 fights, and Jones has only had 4. Gustafsson he's been dealing with some injuries and surgeries and things like that, so that's kind of why he's had his layoff. And it's kind of crazy that John Jones was in the octagon more recently than Alexander Gustafsson. John Jones was in there last year in July of 2017, and Gustafsson in May of 2017. So, it's not like these guys, they're both not the youngest guys anymore. I would say they're towards more the end of their prime. Gustafsson a little more maybe because of injuries, and Jones is, he's had the layoff and he's been able to rest more. But, these guys, they might be trying to knock off a little rust early. But who knows? Maybe they could both come out, and it really all depends on how you train. If you train very hard and strong and intensely, the fight, maybe there won't be any ring rust, as they call it. But you never know. Once you get back in there after over a year, you got somebody across from you trying to rip your head off. So it's crazy. You really never know what's going to happen. But I am going to predict, like my man Berg last week, he put it on his left shoe, that John Jones is going to win this fight. I actually think, like I said, last fight, it was super close. I thought Gustafsson originally won it, but it was super close. The next day, I see on my Instagram, I posted the stats and saying, showed that Jones had landed more strikes and this and that. So I leaned a little bit more towards him after, but it was a super close fight. And I think John Jones is actually going to finish Alexander Gustafsson this fight. John Jones finished Daniel Cormier last year in his last fight in the second round, I believe. I'm going to say he's going to finish him. He's going to finish Gustafsson in the third. But, hey, I really like Gus. I would love to see him beat John Jones and get a light heavyweight title that, he's worked so hard for, and that's been his goal, is to, become the champion. And I think he's actually 0 for 2. He fought DC for the title also and lost. But I hope he could do it, but I don't know. I think John, he's too freaking good. And, in the first fight, he says he was barely training, and, he was on top of the world. So he was coked up and, smoking weed every night and going out drinking and partying the week of the fight. Like, craziness. The man at the top of his sport. LeBron James. Imagine LeBron James doing that. This is the LeBron James, the Michael Jordan of MMA. And he's, quote unquote, barely training and partying every night. So that's so crazy that during that time period, he was able to beat all those legends and become, as good as he did and get as many title defenses as he did. But all this stuff ultimately took him out of the sport for a little while. So it's like a double-edged sword. But yes, John Jones, third round TKO. I'm going to call it. There's actually 2 title fights on this card, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching this. I'm going to have to watch it the next day because I'm probably going to be working, but ain't nothing wrong with that. Make your money, kid. But there's a women's featherweight title fight, so 145 pounds. Chris Cyborg Justino is facing another fellow Brazilian, Amanda Nunes. And Amanda Nunes is going up 10 pounds to challenge Cyborg for her title. This is Amanda's first fight up at 145 pounds. Amanda called out Cyborg at her fight earlier this year. I'm not sure. I think it was maybe during International Fight Week. But she called out Cyborg in like June or July earlier this year. And they're finally going to fight now. Cyborg, she was trying to fight her in September, this and that, but Amanda said, if she's going to go up 10 pounds, she wanted to do it the right way and put on the correct weight and muscle and all this stuff. So hopefully she's been able to do that, but I'm not sure she'll be able to outdo Cyborg. I mean, she has just been so dominant. I think it's her and Demetrius Johnson have been the most dominant fighters that I've ever watched. Like Anderson Silva too, being, his whole PAD thing. It's kind of sketching me out a little bit about him. But Chris Cyborg is one of the most dominant fighters ever for her weight class. I think she'll even take out men at that weight class too. Like, man, she is just a beast. But Amanda Nunes is going up to challenge her, and I don't know, I think Amanda can do it. She's pretty dominant herself, but she's been in a lot of close fights also with women at 135 pounds. So her going up 10 pounds as being her first fight up there. You could train all you want, but once you're in like a real fight situation, you never know how you're going to feel and how things could be different. So very interested to see that. These women, they both have very good stand-up skills, and I think they're both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts, so it will be this is a very interesting matchup, but I think Cyborg will pull it out. All right, we got 3 more fights here on the main card that we're going to go through, and then I'm going to talk about the prelims a little bit. Right before the co-main event title fight, the women's title fight, we have Carlos, the Natural Born Killer Condit. Is that his name? The Natural Born Killer. Pretty freaking awesome nickname. Versus Michael Chiesa. Michael the Mullet Chiesa. That's definitely not his name. And I don't think he has a mullet anymore, but he had a pretty sweet mullet. Best in MMA, if I do say so myself. But this is interesting because this is Michael Chiesa's first fight up at 170 pounds. He was fighting in the lightweight division, 155 pounds, for a long time. He won the Ultimate Fighter at that weight class. But he said it for a while that he's a huge dude for that weight. And the weight cut, it affects these guys' performance. And I'm happy he finally recognized that and came to terms with that and is moving up. But again, it's almost like the Amanda Nunes thing. First time up at a new weight class. How are they going to be able to perform? I think that this is a good matchup for Michael Chiesa's first fight up there, Carlos Condit. Carlos retired for a little bit, and this is, I believe, his 3rd fight back. He lost his past 2, but they were relatively close fights. His last one was pretty close. It was against Neil Magny, who's, top of the division, top 10, top 8 maybe. But Carlos didn't seem like himself, but this being his 3rd fight back, I think he's more in the swing of things. He's kind of got his groove back. And I think he's going to come out aggressive, and this is going to be a bloody fight for sure. Both of these guys definitely like to get down and dirty. Pause. But yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. Both these guys are very technical, but like I said, they're grinders. They're going to grind the fight out. So this is going to be a really good one to watch. And I like both these guys a lot. I feel bad for Chiesa because earlier this year, he was in the bus where McGregor threw the hand truck through, broke the glass, and Chiesa's face was all cut up, and he actually lost the fight, that week because of that. But I think I want to pick Chiesa, but I think I want to pick Carlos Condit a little more. I think this being his 3rd fight back, getting back in the swing of things, I think he's just going to kind of not throw it all out the window and go out there with like reckless abandonment, but he's going to put it on the line and, show why he's back and wants to be here. You don't come out of retirement, fight twice and, keep going. if you don't want it. Like, I don't think he needs the money. I'm pretty sure he has like a coffee business on the side. And Carlos Khan is a very smart, well-spoken individual. So I'm sure, he's teaching and, he does his own thing. It can make money outside of mixed martial arts. But, he keeps coming back for more. So this is a real fighter, the natural-born killer. So we're going to go with Carlos Condit on this one. Right before that, we have a fight in the light heavyweight division. Some guys that aren't too far from a title shot, probably, because that division is super shallow. So we have Ilir Latifi, who is actually Alexander Gustafsson's training partner. He's fighting Corey Anderson. These guys are really weird. Not the whole light heavyweight division, but these guys are just hit or miss. So I'm really not sure. I'm just going to go with Ilir Latifi on this one, based on the fact that his partner, Alexander Gustafsson, has been training for a title fight. So I'm going to say they've been going super hard in the gym. And, yeah, Ilir. And the fight to kick off the main card is Chad Mendes versus Alexander Volkanovski at featherweight. Featherweight, 145 pounds. I don't specifically remember Alexander Volkanovski's fights, but I definitely know his name. But I'm going to go with Chad Mendes. He's coming off a recent, I think he fought one time earlier this year, but before that, I think he had like a 2-year suspension due to a PED USADA violation. So he's getting back in the swing of things, and he's a beast. I don't think you're going to be able to beat Chad Mendes unless you're in like the top 5. So good luck to Alexander Volkanovski. And let's just run down the prelims really quickly. Andrei Arlovski is fighting Walt Harris. This is a heavyweight fight. Very interesting that Andrei Arlovski is still fighting. He was actually the headliner of the first UFC that I ever went to, UFC 55, which was in 2009, I believe. 2009. And he was main eventing. He was defending his heavyweight championship against Paul Buentello, and he knocked him out in like under 20 seconds, which was kind of crazy. But that was my first UFC event. It was at the Mohegan Sun. I went with my father. Shout out to Dad. That was a really fun time. I really enjoyed it. I remember everything about that trip. I met Chuck Liddell and a ring card girl. They were like signing, doing a signing at a table, so I waited online forever, and I was like so nervous. I knocked over the energy drink bottles that they had on the table, shaking hands, and I'm pretty sure I have those pictures somewhere. It was Chuck Liddell and Amber Nicole was the ring card girl. What's up, Amber? Where you at, girl? But yeah, that was a great event. I think Babalu fought on that card. Yeah, a lot of great people fought on that card, but that was super fun. And yeah, like I said, UFC 55, this is UFC 232. So this is almost 200 UFCs later, and Andrei Arlovski is still fighting. And it's way more than 200 events because, this is official UFC pay-per-view numbers, 232. But, they have fight nights even more often than pay-per-views. So this could be 500 UFC events later. So that's really crazy that he's still going. Walt Harris, I don't know. This is a weird heavyweight matchup. I'm going to say Andrei's going to be able to pull it off. But it's going to be a weird fight. Mark my words. Weird fight. Before that, we have another women's matchup, Kat Zingano versus Megan Anderson. I'm going to go with Kat Zingano on this one. She is fiery, and I think she's just gonna come out on fire. So let me talk about one more of these prelim matchups. We have BJ Penn coming back, which is kind of crazy. He's fighting Ryan Hall. So these are both BJJ specialists. So you know what that means. I don't think the fight is going to be on the ground barely at all. It's either going to cancel each other out, or one guy's going to try to go for the takedown on the other one, and the other guy's going to stuff it, or just quickly get taken down and reverse. And, I think it's going to be mostly a stand-up fight. Both these guys haven't been in the ring for over a year. BJ's last fight was in June of 2017, and Ryan Hall's last fight was December of 2016. Ryan Hall is a lot younger than BJ Penn. BJ retired, and I was just looking up his record and things like that, and every 2 years he seems to fight and want to come back. So, hey, good luck to him. Ryan Hall's last fight, I actually specifically remember it. He fought Gray Maynard, and it was very awkward. Like I said, he's a BJJ guy, but it was mostly a stand-up fight. Gray Maynard is a wrestler. I remember he kept on trying to take him down. He just couldn't do it. Ryan Hall just kept on hitting him with these weird, heel kicks, these weird, side kick, these front leg, back kicks, side kick things. I don't know. He kept on hitting him in the face with these heel kicks, and it's a very weird technique that you really don't see people throw a lot and repeatedly in a fight. And he just kept on landing it and frustrating Gray Maynard with it a lot. So I believe Ryan Hall is going to be able to pull it out. He's going to beat the legend. Much respect to him, but I think BJ, he's done. I don't know why Dana White's letting BJ fight, and, he said no to Chuck and Tito. They're all in the same boat. What are you doing, guy? Pick one. You want to let him fight or you don't want to let him fight? Come on. Come on. Santa coffee. The best. All right, guys. I think that will kind of bring us to the end of this podcast. Let me go through, see if I have any more notes or any things I want to talk about. I think I kind of hit on everything. Oh, somebody I wanted to mention that who I've really enjoyed recently watching his videos and listening to his music is this guy, Mark Rebellier. I'm not really sure how to say his last name. Super French, but look it up. Mark, M-A-R-K. And his last name is Rebillet. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see that I shared some of his videos. But he does improv comedy music, and I don't know. I don't even want to describe it as that because he's just kind of going off the top. He has a loop station, so he has a piano, keyboard, which is like a MIDI thing, so it has some drum pads, and you could put any instrument or sound in there. So he plays some drums, and then he adds some piano or a saxophone or a bass, and he's got a loop station, so he arranges it and just kind of keeps adding to the beat, and then he picks up the microphone and starts spitting some freestyle bars, but it's a top. So he always picks a topic. So one of the topics is it's summertime and he's having a pool party. So he's telling everybody to get in the pool. One of them's about butts and buttholes. He's got all different kinds. One song is about stopping the rape. So he talks about a lot of different topics, a lot of different subject matters, and it is freaking hilarious. I first saw him, he's just in his bedroom doing 2 to 3 minute videos, but on his YouTube page and even on his Facebook page, I'm sure, but he does live streams. So it's an hour, 2 hours of him just continuously playing to the crowd and getting energy off the crowd and taking phrases from them and just making them into songs. And yeah, it's just a really cool thing. That I would love to see live. He's actually touring all over Europe. I looked it up. He's touring all over Europe the first 2 or 3 months, which is really cool. This guy, I think probably before last year, he really was unknown, and now he has thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers and millions of views on his videos. It's just so crazy. Some guy, just being silly and putting himself out there and having fun, what it leads to. This guy's touring in Europe now, and then right after that, he's touring all over the U.S., but I'm pretty upset because he's not coming to Massachusetts. I really want to go see this guy, though, so who knows? Maybe I'm going to have to end up in Providence, Rhode Island, or freaking Vermont or some shit. Well, no, just to see this guy. Mark, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, baby. But yeah, I'm going to put a link to some of his videos below or to his channel because I just want to give this guy some love, and you guys should check it out. It's just freaking hilarious. It is so funny. That's it. It's just funny. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Any questions, comments, future topics, things you like, things you don't like, comment below. Send me a message. I want some community engagement. Make sure you like and follow, subscribe, share, all these great YouTube things that I should be saying. Connect. Let's connect. Shoot me an email. djtmac631@gmail.com or comment below with any suggestions you may have. Yeah, so like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. I need some help from you guys. Let's blow this thing up. I'm not even trying to, not even blow it up, but there's some cool thing I'm doing. I'm trying to interview more people. I'm trying to get an audience, trying to build a community. So any help is much appreciated. So thank you guys for checking it out so much. Mind of Mac podcast number 5. Merry freaking Christmas.